what is a believable 49ers conspiracy theory? I saw you guys going over some recently on a video, and I thought it's a fun topic to think of.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Okay. The first thing that pops in my head is that there's beef between Jed York and John Lynch. Now, not irreparable beef, because John Lynch works here and is under contract for the next 5 years. So I mean, there's plenty of examples of, people in the same music band or company that have beef but still do business. But I think it's tense between those two. And the reason I point to it is Jed York never acknowledged giving John Lynch an extension, ever. He's acknowledged George Kittle's, other ones recently. So excited. This is great for the franchise. Congratulations. That's what he's supposed to do. I mean, he was right to tweet that about George Kittle. That's your team. But he also should have tweeted the same thing about John Lynch. This is great for the franchise. John Lynch is an extraordinary 49er. This is a great day. 49ers faithful. Give him a round of applause. Something like 2 sentences. And the fact that he still won't do it when I've been tweeting about it for months and John Lynch had to answer a question about it. I mean, it's a topic. I've even written to Jed York directly on Twitter about it, and he's not going to do it. And, John Lynch is so cool, and he's never going to talk about this publicly. So he always says, I love John Lynch. I love Jed York, and I love this organization, and he's so good to me. But then at the end, he goes, hey, Bob, maybe they should send out a press release about eventually. Never going to happen. Hasn't happened. Never going to happen. Because what I believe happened is Jed York promised Kyle and John. But a promise from Jed York means nothing. Nothing. I mean, ask any coach who's ever worked for that guy. The reason the Niners have integrity now is because of Kyle and John, not because Jed has changed. So he promises one thing. He delivers another. He gives the extension to Kyle, and from what I hear, Adam Peters or one higher up guy, and not John, with no explanation. And John's like, oh, so you lied. Okay, so I'm gone. I'm going to take 2 months off and turn my cell phone off and let you guys run the organization because clearly you don't need me. That's what you're saying, right? I'm overrated. You don't need me? Okay, let's see you guys do it. And things got a little weird over the offseason. Raheem Mostert requested a trade. George Kittle's deal wasn't getting done. Finally, John Lynch comes back and saves the day. And not only that, he gets his extension by going on KNBR and telling publicly that Jed York promised him the extension. And then the most brilliant part of it all was saying, Jed York is a man of his word. He's not going to lie. He's going to give me the extension. Now, I do have to go on the radio and say this. So we painted him into a corner. He went to Stanford. He's brilliant. He's really smart. He didn't get mad. He killed Jed York with kindness and got what he needed. And so Jed York, what I believe, begrudgingly gave the extension, probably had to overpay for John Lynch because John Lynch was angry, I would imagine, but kept John Lynch in the organization. And now it's going to be a while before they actually exchange words face to face. That's going to be an icy relationship for a while, but they're there. Jed's there. Lynch is there. It's no problem. So it's not an issue that fans need to worry about. It's just kind of like behind the scenes palace intrigue that journalists love. That's the kind of stuff I live for.
I was not expecting that as a conspiracy theory. There's some evidence there. I mean, I saw you were tweeting out throughout that time period where John Lynch was gone. Day, 24, no word from John Lynch. We haven't heard from him since, weeks ago. So it was kind of weird. It's like he was always around. He would tweet out birthdays, any sort of thing, and he just disappeared. So
that's right. And it's like, and he said, I wanted to spend some more time with my family. It was quarantine. I was like, I wanted to turn my phone off because I tell my kids to do that. You're a general manager of a football team. You do all your work on the phone. What general manager turns his phone off for 5 minutes? Yeah. So it's like that story never added up to me. And it's like John Lynch doesn't have to tell the truth. I mean, it's his business. It's his personal business. So I think it's great that he got his extension. And personally, I think he's extremely clever with how he pulled that off. And the most important thing for Niner fans is, for me, I think he's the most important member of the organization, even more important than Kyle. Kyle's brilliant, and he has made the football operation state-of-the-art in Santa Clara. But it was state-of-the-art 10 years too. I mean, people talk about Jim Harbaugh like he's from the Stone Age, but Greg Roman currently has the most forward-thinking offense in the league in Baltimore, and Vic Fangio is the best defensive coordinator in the league. So that was there. It was in place, and Jed York blew it all up. It wasn't good enough for him. He wanted Jim Tom Sula and Jeep Christ instead because he thought it was all the same. So you need a grown-up in between the football operation and Jed to keep them separate. And that's John Lynch. And if he weren't there, Jed York, it's just in his nature. It's like a scorpion riding on the back of a toad across a lake. You know the scorpion is gonna sting the toad and they're both gonna drown because it's his nature. He can't help himself. That's Jed. You need the buffer, the shield, and that's John Lynch. And he's the best one the 49ers could have. He's so important to that organization. And actually, a prominent member of that team recently described him off the record as Jesus freaking Christ for the 49ers. Seriously, because they understand that this is a team that's had a very bad reputation in the front office for a long time. Jed York, Trent Baalke, Parag Marath, it's all changed recently because of John Lynch. All these players watched him growing up. They respect how he played and they respect how he does business because they know if he comes into the locker room and says, so-and-so, we're going to take care of you, they're getting taken care of. He doesn't lie. They respect, they believe, they take him at his word. No one takes Jed York at his word. So John Lynch, the MVP, the Jesus freaking Christ of the San Francisco 49ers. How about that?
I love it. You certainly paint with words, Grant.